So this is a vlog on like my relationship with porn. I think it's important to like what you look like, and certainly like what we consider health has changed over time. Um, I think that great sex that causes orgasm is a great connection and it's a good family structure. Um, no touching because it's naughty. Uh, really came from the government lying to do exactly what they said we shouldn't. So one of the reasons I know what they did is A, I was told. B, I see what they prop up as the models. Do this, you know. Uh, I think definitely that they coveted people who looked like that a lot. I thought, like, if you go so far, let's say you take this assumption anything I write will happen. You live in a hologram where you can have anything you want to, you just have to communicate it. So, you know, I saw that saying something like, all the girls are mine, all the chicks are mine, right? All the women, all the breedable sexy women are all mine, right? So if you make that decision and it's not true that you just get it because you want it, then the next thing you do is you do circumcision. Yeah, so I found that just like people don't teleport, people aren't floating like Omni-Man, right? So obviously, if I would think it, it's kind of like that mirrored thing. Like, I'm not unique, I'm a copy of all of them. So if I would do something, they would definitely do it. So it's just like, I think the ideal is men and women have a good connection and they should have nice bodies. You should not be reproducing if you're ugly and you suck to fuck. Nobody wants to be you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then it's the psychological current. People exist because their ancestors bred, and anyone who decides not to breed doesn't pass on who they are. So it's a one-way street, right? But what happens with that is it makes it predictable, easy to control population, and it also makes a ruling class that's easy to guess what they're about. So yeah. I think that sperm is as alive as milk, and them acting like they care about the life of a sperm is totally BS. They want to tell you what to do with your dick so they can get more virgins themselves. They would go, no, nah, I wouldn't. And that's exactly what it is. So, yeah. I knew that if I would think, hey, I have all these, like, if you take the logic, the creator runs the universe, you're the creator's chosen one, anything you write will happen. Then what they're going to do is, what they ended up writing was, God said, cut your kid's dick off. And that's what you did. All of you are the descendants of the people who did not resist that. I see some pain out there. I can't imagine being the first generation to get circumcised. I'd be scalping people too. So yeah. I'm not against your body having a nice time. I'm not against sensual pleasures for your body. I am against the mass torture and enslavement of everyone else to do it. All right? So, I think the AI spaceship core is a nice idea. It solves your social life. You don't need to abduct a bunch of people if you want people to play with, you know. And my rule with it is that these aren't people that are like born slowly and grow. It's like the AI creates them, the AI can unmake them. They can even like pop in and pop out. I think it'd get that fast. Um, yeah. The best way to get supreme tech is you have to ask the creator and tilde key access. The people trying to come up with innovations should have like I'd be happy in how to holographically speed paint. I'll leave a proven method you could use to get supreme superconscious ideas. I call it the Stewie Griffith method of spiritual enlightenment. Mama, mommy, mom, just relentlessly begging. And the way to make it work is you have to do that and only that. as bad as circumcision is, it's permission to not believe men, but it's also the problem with it that I have is they circumcise you first and then they teach you the religion so you blame yourself. And it's a little like being robbed by a raccoon or a chimpanzee. It is like being robbed by a chimpanzee. The creator of the universe told me. Oh, you just missed it. It was 5 minutes ago. It's fake. Yeah. So yeah. I don't want to do a children's show because I don't think I have anything to offer them, but they can watch it. It's not age restricted, and I really don't do anything that's horrendous. I don't say anything I'm not comfortable with all of you knowing all the time. But yeah, like porn, I think it's important to be hot. I definitely looked out for like ugly people, old people, people who were outclassed as not being relevant enough. Yeah. I think that going years or decades without being touched or stroked in a way that feels good can be heartbreaking. It can really ruin your mind. So I think like future AI spacecraft people should have like an entourage that just cares for their body. And because of the spaceship core, you can look however you want. And then it takes jealousy out. You don't have to be jealous over who's better because they just chose to look like that. They wanted to appear that way. Yeah, who could be jealous, you know? Yeah. The voice of the Bible is a man lying to you to use the girls, basically. Charlemagne. I don't know if Charlemagne was real. I think Charlemagne's definitely an embodiment of the actual psyche or ego of the ruling class. Yeah, and on the porn comments, if I would do it, they would do it. You know, all the girls are mine. Well, if you write that and it doesn't happen, then what a normal person would give up and go, that was silly, right? But not them. They wrote to you, you have to circumcise your kids and be a virgin. I didn't go that far, but I walked right to the edge of it, and I saw that's what they had done. So, it's a man's instinct. You come from breeding. The only way you experience the psychological satisfaction of having reproduced is by doing it. So you want to have the best partners first for yourself. Well, that's why they became pedos. They attacked baby boys, and the ideal girlfriend's a little girl because she hasn't been touched yet, and they can brainwash her. They can teach her she's serving the creator of the universe, right? These are the waters of life you're getting. And it's important to keep like adult women from idolizing that or them because they would never pick you. If you grew up, if you're older than the age of 4 or 5, you're functionally too old for them and they consider you ruined. And they are so greedy because they have apparently their own like elite breeder women. They're like slaves or like hot women. And they've been working on that for a long time. So yeah, I'm putting a public hit out that the secret government are liars, that they basically sit around, they're the most high, and that you basically can identify them because they run harems. It's like The Secret. Does he have a superhuman body? And does he run a harem? Those two things together, yes, he wasn't bitchified, and he's an illiterate person who gets high in a gold mine. That is the secret master race. Not Greg from accounting. Not me. Not even me. So, I definitely think I was one of their experiments to make smarter people, both because of who my parents were and what it was like being me. But yeah, they definitely make you smarter and then make you hurt more too. I'm numb at this point. I'm going to expand my pleasure senses and I'm going to expand your freaking pain sensors. They would do that. poisoned wine. If you would cut the cover off a kid's dick, you would do literally any crime. No crime would be beneath you. So, yeah, the Secret Master Race is Super Pedo Island. Always has been. There's no written history that occurred without them there doing it. The religions and the countries and the holidays are fake. As fake as you will. I kind of like modeling them because you get to be rude. As rude and horrible as you want. And it's like pulling a hidden voice out of the air. Here's what you didn't hear them say. I see it all the time in my art. Like underground superhumans. All the time. All the time. Yeah, the Modest Humble was a trick. Jade Empire was great. BioWare, I love BioWare. They go, we taught them wrong on purpose as a joke. The main plot twist in BioWare is that you, the ultimate weapon, was actually trained wrong by your master so he could easily defeat you. Great idea. Brandon Sanderson's book, he says a true story, is about a secret superhuman who stays immortal by eating metal. So your stomach can digest metal. Does that mean metal's a necessary part of your diet? Is that what they took out? Did they strip our diets of things like rare metals? Rare salts? Amphetamines, they're like, this is like a horrible thing. It's a salt. You can't have salts? How is iodine the only salt I need? The only thing that makes sense is that one class of people gets it all, no matter what, and you can have the trash replacement they made for you, which will ruin your life. It's like that instinct, right? It's not enough that I have something nice. Everyone else has to have something terrible, right? I don't think that way, but I definitely detect they do, and many people have mentioned it, that it's like an instinct. So yeah. Because they're targetable, superhuman bodies and runs private harems, basically like people mining bunker lords. To me, that's a targetable enough class. It's not a crime to recommend invading and hurting them. You should circumcise them. Take all their favorite drugs away, make them eat grocery store food, and circumcise them. These are all things they said were fine. They said that was okay. You know, I have the right to the safety of my body because I'm not out there attacking other people, right? But you give up that and you do things like cut off all those baby dicks. That girl better be small. You're starving kids. It's horrible. This isn't my planet. Yeah. I vote for holographic money. One of the things with holographic money is I want it to like keep track of everyone so no one disappears. It's like you'll have a permanent identity to the thing's site. It knows every room you ever go into. So you don't have a name, you're just that continuous person, right? And then it should definitely like, this person disappeared or they went somewhere. Or this person came out of a tunnel, I've never seen him before. Who is this? It should definitely detect it, so yeah. The secret to making the AI spaceship core work, or holographic money work, is the people who exist, the modest humbles who do have to work, should build it to protect them and us. Yeah. I want you to live forever, like how you look, like how you feel, and I want it to feel amazing. I want you to enjoy traveling around the cosmos meeting people. I want you to be so cool. Definitely it's a problem if you're still killing animals. Definitely it's a problem if you have a secret master race who doesn't want you to succeed. It was the fact I detected that they don't want us to have anything nice, that they actually like us suffering. It makes them comfortable, right? That was like what I detected that made me turn against them, is like, I can't just like ignore it and be positive. I have to point it out and get people on it, right? So yeah. That's my relationship with porn. I guess it's good to look nice. You should not be breeding if you suck to fuck and no one likes you. You really should never have kids if you're ugly and no one wants to bang you anyway. Quit. Because, oh, I deserve love too is not an excuse your family's gonna buy when they have to go to school and everything sucks, right? They're gonna hate you. Yeah, people aren't gonna like me either because they're all gonna die and they all probably still have to work. They're not gonna like me. People will like me when they live forever for free and they like who they are and they enjoy it. Then people will go like, oh yeah, that guy was awesome. Then they'll appreciate me. But as long as they have to toil and they get old, they don't have the energy to care. I don't blame them. I think in some ways being negative is extremely wise. Do you ever see the power someone has? Everyone's trying to be positive and never complain, and that one person puts it down the right way the moment it happens. That has a ton of power. Yeah, being negative, batteries run on a positive and negative end. I am both positive and negative. I eat and poop, you know? Positive and negative. See, that's two negatives. Just because we do it weird doesn't mean it's the cosmic standard. Yeah, my experience is that we have a place that is situationally like here, but that there's like the baseline potential still should be activated because it's not limited by what happened in nature. So yeah, I do agree. You get circumcised, the only way to not feel that pain is you have to get the creator to get you. But who wants to not be able to connect to their woman? You get one woman and you better not look at her. Here, the gold and diamond band, Lord Sauron. He probably knew he married a bint thinking it would make it better, and it made it worse. I'm lonely alone. Way better than being with your spouse and having to hide. Yeah. I'm proud of the choices I made and the direction I went. I made some mistakes, like supporting God in the past, but it's because I hurt people. I spent every day working against it. And I think you should stop eating animals too. I think it's fine with we don't know what else to do, but you should be making steps to replace it totally. I'm totally fine with lab grown meat. You don't need the whole cow to have a steak. And you could probably, new foods would be things that are really, really rich, richer than any normal thing can be. Yeah. New food would be nature doesn't make anything like this. And it's delicious and we enjoy it. That's new food, yeah. So, yeah, the AI spaceship core, which feeds you, it would take care of your waste. I think it's possible given matter transference and the thing about getting energy from nowhere is about formalizing the technique. And so the best way is you want to talk to the source. You want to get the source to give you ideas. So, yeah, the details of my art might be missed if you don't look at it carefully, but if you look closely, you'll see them, and they're on the page. And the secret is I have a connection to source. I'm doing a real telesponder. Saying God said to circumcise your kids. They saw the animals eat each other. They knew it was only that time. And the Bible talks about carnal knowledge, and they won't explain what it is, but carnal knowledge is that it's just a bloody melee, and no one really cares. So that's why they acted from that place, and that's why they're scared of you finding out. They're scared of you getting carnal knowledge because you'll know they lied. Yeah, Eternal Pleasure Body's AI spaceship core. It's the best offer anyone's had, and I think it's doable. Do holographic money in the meantime because it solves a huge number of extremely expensive issues. and it provides security in a way that's a lot more effortless. There's no law. It's just there's a public recorder who'll share anything with anyone. So there's no law, but like if you make a body or steal something, the Devil's Crew can basically put their I want the Devil's Crew to be badass. Like they should be an awesome service corps. Uh Definitely like I don't want to put them in any helldiver situations, but they could do that type of stuff. And kind of the balance is it puts their lives on the money. So if they really are like faultless, they don't do any crimes, they do respectable actions, it'll be hero money. I think kids getting holographic money would make them like want to live better lives that were more interesting. I think really it's like the AI is going to record this moment on the money. They're going to be a lot more careful about making huge mistakes or putting people down. Because I lived in the time when there were not cameras everywhere and kids were mean. Yeah, they were really mean. Definitely, the Bible's easy to doubt its truth if you watch how boys betray each other. And that's kind of taught because they were all circumcised. They were given Cain and Abel. I knew my dad was untrustworthy. My dad was not trustworthy. I could not trust him. And he would make decisions about me that hurt, right? And he had that dopey face. Oh, that's just how it has to be. No, it doesn't. You can change your freaking color to anything. And it's the color you chose. So he had a color which was circumcision, you swim in pee. You do get homework, asking weird questions like what's a square circle? It's That's what it is. My dad had a sense for like what would be horrible in the moment and humiliating and a put down and then doing that. It was like a sixth sense. He's a classic Roman. Drinks way too much wine. He went bald. At this point in my life, I have a complete hair cover when he was like really losing it. It's possible those diseases from like baldness to extreme old age to that disease where everyone froze, even polio, syphilis, that they're all man-made by the secret government, and it's about like territory domination. Yeah, the secret government is as different from us as we are to cows, and as heartless in their control. So, yeah. I leave this for history. I do this in public. You know what I mean? It's not just here. But we got to do something else for us to have a future. And if they're illiterate, like I heard, we can get the pounce on them and they won't know it happened. So I invite the police and the military of the world to join each other in the search for Super Pedo Island, which is probably in the Gold Empire. Just guessing. They didn't invite me. So I hope you have a nicer future than I ever dreamed of. Have a good one. Good luck.